Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC show.
Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon.
I am Marcus Mack, and this is the EAC show coming to you live from sunny South Florida. And today is a very special show. This is episode 50.
Half a hundred.
Half a hundred.
Half a hundred.
Very happy to be here today, man. I appreciate all of the viewers. I appreciate all of the supporters of the EAC show. We didn't think that we would have made it this far, and we did. And with all of this confusion going on in the world right now, you could be anywhere else, but instead you're here with us, and I appreciate it.
Without question, this is our President Grant $50 bill episode, Marcus Mack. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know if we would make it to 50 episodes when we first started this. I can't wait to get back into the studio. We have to figure out a date, Marcus Mack, when we're all going to get back to doing this work all together into the studio, because there's classic stuff that comes with that B-roll and stuff that we shoot behind the scenes.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun in the studio, man. I can't wait to get back in the studio either, man, with the whole team. The whole Corona thing put us in this real tight bond, like we couldn't be over there in the building, and we still managed to put out the shows and get as much as we can out to the fans and to the followers. But I can't wait just for that love, to have the whole team there again.
I'm extremely thankful. We did a good job of adjusting. It took us a little while to get a level of consistency on this show, Marcus Mack, whether it was audio problems, visual problems. Then all of a sudden we get that down pat. And the next, coronavirus comes and kicks us in the ass. And we're literally trying to figure out how to use Zoom, or whether it's going to be IG Live, or whether it's going to be WhatsApp calls, or whatever it may be. And we finally got that down pat to where I think we have a level of consistency with visual and audio. And we're trying to do our best through this whole COVID-19 situation. But like you said, I can't wait to get back. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes, me screaming at people to stop talking so much and leave the content for the show. Like, Marcus Mack, how many times I'm sitting there, shut up, like, leave it for the show.
Yeah, you guys, he tells me that now. Like, we'll be doing the pre-show, just getting everything together, how we're going to line up the topics and stuff like that. And I'll go to talk, and he said, no, wait, hold on, don't say that yet. I'm like, I'm saying it because I'm trying to tell you what I think about this. He's like, no, wait, let's record that.
Because there's so many times with a lot of the stuff that you and I talk about, or Cameron or anybody else on the show, that ends up not making the show because we discussed it in pre-show. And then when you discuss it in pre-show, you actually forget to bring it up on the show. So that happens so many times. And then afterwards, we talk after the show is over, and it's just like, we forgot this, or we forgot that. So, I mean, I'm glad that we're at episode 50, Marcus Mack. Not to mention, Marcus, I wanted to ask you this, Marcus. Sorry, I'm cutting you off. I wanted to ask you this. We're going to have our biggest guest for sure next week. Not confirmed yet if it's going to happen on Monday's show or on Wednesday's show, Marcus Mack. We're going to have former NFL running back, now entrepreneur and actor, Thomas Q. Jones. I've known Thomas for many, many years, and he's going to be our first official big name on the EAC show. Marcus Mack, tell me how you feel about having somebody like Thomas on the show.
Well, I mean, first and foremost, the Thomas Jones, I appreciate him, coming through. He's been a longtime friend of Emilio's. I haven't had the opportunity to actually meet him yet, but I'm very, very aware of his business acumen as far as sports goes. And then I know about, his time as being an actor. And, I won't ruin it for you guys. I'm going to wait until we do the interview, and then, you'll hear more about him. But, he's done movies Straight Outta Compton, and a few other movies that he got under his belt. But what I really want to talk about the most is a business venture he has coming up. It's not just for acting, but it's for up-and-coming actors. So that's really dope, and I can't wait to have him on the show.
I've known Thomas for a very long time. A lot of the stuff that he's doing, I've seen it from like the incubator stage, and now for it to get to the level that it's at, that goes to show what it really takes when you put in real work, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur. So shout outs to him. And when we confirm the actual date, whether it be the Monday show or the Wednesday show, we will definitely let you guys know. But we're definitely looking forward to that. And make sure you guys check that out for sure. Either episode 51 or episode 52. Marcus Mack, we still have a lot of stuff to talk about. There's so much stuff from a sports standpoint. We've been heavy on the baseball, so we're going to start with that, right, Marcus Mack?
Yeah, we're going to start with that. Anybody who's been keeping up with the show knows that we've pretty much we've been stuck at a wall with MLB as far as them coming to some kind of negotiation and meeting in the middle at some point, because the owners, these guys are fat cats. The players, they know what they're worth. They know, like, listen, I'm not accepting anything less. And it's just like, they want to come to some kind of median. They want to, but they're not. The players are offering, their proposal was, I believe, 82 games. No, the players, that was their last proposal, which before that it was 114 games. And they said, well, we'll play 82 games. And they said, you know what, we'll play 82 games, prorated salaries, which those of you that know, there's a certain amount of money that's allocated towards salary for the players and everyone involved. And they want 82 games because they get a certain amount per game. And the owners are saying, well, no, we'll do 48 games, prorated salary. And they just, neither one of them is willing to budge, man. And I just feel like, who's really losing here? The people who baseball is losing.
Yeah, of course. The fans are losing. The fans are losing Marcus Mack. And we put up a graph on the EAC show Instagram page. And it's a graph basically showing, the revenue of sports in the whole world. Like, literally, from not just North America, the whole world. And the number one sport in the whole world is the NFL from a revenue standpoint. But the number two sport is Major League Baseball. So you got, right now, the graphic shows, if you're watching on YouTube, $13 billion for the NFL and $9.5 billion for Major League Baseball. You got English Premier League. Say that again?
I believe this is an old chart. Like, this is
right. This is an older chart, but this is basically what we were able to find to be able to give you an easy view on how it looks. So Major League Baseball, Marcus Mack, and I appreciate you pulling up that graph for the viewers. Major League Baseball, I didn't want to go to this route because this is our Effort Friday episode, so I didn't want to go this route, but I'm going to go this route anyway. Major League Baseball is like a guy that has all the work and needs all the people on the block to come to him and get the work. And he's like, if I don't get my number, I'm not selling. That's it. He's like, yo, you want this perico? It needs to be at my price, period. That's how many.
I hate to find a correlation between this and something like that, but that's literally how it is, especially when you have something that sells itself. You got people that's waiting on the tip of their seats to see Major League Baseball. And you have these guys with this product, and it's like, yo, there's no way in the world I'm letting this go at this number. We can just hold up.
Listen,
and people are just waiting at the tip of their seat. Like, can you please put it out?
Let me explain something to you. The Major League Baseball players are like the dudes from Washington Heights that are like, yo, I got that perico, I got that puro. You want it? Come get it at this number. If you don't want it, go somewhere else. It's that simple. They're not bickering and fighting, Marcus Mack. They're not going with the back and forth. Like, they're like, listen, we don't mind if we don't have to play a season. It's okay. We're good. We're not in no rush. Like, my health, my well-being, my family, all that is on the line. If I don't get the number that I deserve, that I negotiated, that I am worth, I am not doing it. And I'm perfectly fine with that. The fans will still be there. I promise you. Don't let anything be fooled. The minute Major League Baseball comes back, the fans will come back. The fans will not turn on the sport. I promise you, Marcus Mack. Now,
of course, I don't think they're going. It's not the fans. The thing is that they still want the sport. It's because now listen, right? There was a story where the players and the Players Association was saying that they fully agree. The only people who are losing right now is the fans, and you're depriving them of the games. You understand what I'm saying? So
But you know why Major League? You know why the players are saying that now? Because we've been discussing it for the past couple episodes, Marcus Mack. The owners are trying to use that clause, that force of nature, that force majeure clause, saying that don't forget we could use this cause and not pay you $1.
Yeah, that's the ace in the hole. That's the ace in the hole. That's pretty much when all else fails, we can tell you, all right, you don't want to take what we're willing to give you, then we're going to impose.
No, say it like you would say it in the pre-show. This is Epic Friday. Kick fucking rocks. That's what they're trying to tell them.
Yeah, man. They pretty much tell them, yo, man, step off.
Get the fuck out of here.
Step off. We
expect the shit out of you. That's basically what they're saying.
Step off. We know where you live and we know where your mother works.
It's basically what they're telling them.
Just take what we giving you and get the hell out of here. You know
this is what's going on. Major League Baseball players are knocking on their door. The owners are letting them in. The players say some stupid shit, and before they can even sit on the sofa, the nigga's like, get the fuck out. He's like, get out. Get out.
I don't know. You know what's funny? If we was to go over, right, these numbers, which we've spoke about this before, without the fans in the seats, they lose 50% of their revenue. So at this point, which I feel like is total bullshit, at this point, there's only a certain amount of money that's going to be generated through, through broadcasting on TV stations or whatever the case may be. And that comes up to less than what they have to pay the players if they agree to a certain amount. And I'm not going to go into the numbers. You know what I'm saying? What I will say is this. I feel like those numbers are deflated, for one. I feel like there's a lot more money in other places that can be made. And I feel like they're just pissing on the players right now because they know that they have the leverage because of that clause.
The owners have been leaking information to the media because there's also a fight between players that are involved in these negotiations, and they know, they're not stupid. They know that this information is being leaked by the owners to make it seem like the players are a bunch of rich, cry-ass babies, right, and they want the fans to turn on the players. Well, in all actuality, I'm here to tell you, as a fan of this sport, we're not going to turn on the players.
They'll never turn against the players. You want to know why? Because the players are not the ones the players are the ones that's speaking for the fans. Those are the ones that are saying, the fans need this. You understand what I'm saying? And the people, like I said, they don't want to hear about the numbers. They don't want to hear about the salary could cost them $1.6 million per game, and they'll only be generating a little less than $1 million a game through TV and all that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. But this is what the business owners have to look at. And it's like, okay, business owners, we don't care. We want to see the sport that we love so much. And the players are saying, give these people their games. And,
I've reiterated this a bunch of times, Marcus Mack. The owners are they're full of shit, and I'm going to explain to you why they're full of shit. They'll sit there and they'll tell you that in MLB, it's biblical that MLB teams don't make money. That MLB teams just invest their money back into their teams. So, for example, you profit, but your profit goes right back into the business, which is understandable.
Right.
But when you purchase a team for $250 million and you're constantly reinvesting in your team, you're increasing your actual asset. So your asset is increasing in value. So if you ever do decide to sell the team, you sell the team at a profit. So all you're doing is delaying your profit. That's all you're doing.
Which is actually the American way.
So then don't tell me you're not fucking profiting, because it's bullshit.
That's really the American way. The American way is to start a company at 0, build it up to 5 million, and then sell it for 10. For real, that's the American way.
Don't tell me you're not fucking. So you bought the team for $1.5 million, and the team is worth you bought the team for 1.5 billion, and the team is now worth $3 billion with all the money that you put into it. And if you decide to sell a team, you're gonna tell me you didn't fucking profit off the shit? Of course you did.
No, but they have to blow smoke up their ass. You wanna know why? Anybody knows.
I was wondering when you were gonna join the Effort Friday episode, sir.
Anybody knows in business, I'm gonna lowball. So if I want us to agree at $9, I'm going to start off at 4.
Yeah.
Swear to God. I'm going to start off at maybe about 3 or 4. And then when I make my way to somewhere like about 6 or 7, I'm going to make it seem like you're pushing it. And then if I actually make it to 8, I'm gonna make you feel like you're winning a little bit. I really want us at 9.
Now, you got to understand, Marcus Mack, we are talking about some of the smartest businessmen in the world that own these Major League Baseball teams. And they're dealing with a players association that's hands down the strongest players association in all of sports. It's stronger than football, hands down. Now, everybody knows this in every sport. They know that MLB Players Association is the strongest union in all of sports.
But I think more than that that these owners are very smart. I think more than that there's a lot of politicians and very important people in that web of people, and they pretty much got the vice grips on their nuts. Be like, hey, listen, y'all gonna let this happen? Y'all not gonna let this happen, are you? We can't afford to take this loss. Oh no, because nobody now they can't afford to take a $400 million loss. But who really wants to lose $400 million?
No, nobody wants to. It's just something that's out of your control. So what the owners are trying to do their best is mitigating their loss, and they want to bleed the players as much as possible. Like, listen, at the end of the day, the owners give out donations, they give political contributions, they do this, they do that, blah 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 blah. But if you really think about it, in all retrospect, this amount is kind of like peanuts to Major League Baseball. You're crying over Cracker Jacks. It's not that serious.
And Cracker Jacks generate. Yo, listen. When you're talking about making over $700 million from local TV revenue from 48 games, it's not Cracker Jacks. That's like boxes of cereal. Lots of them.
That's my point, Marcus Mack. There's still money to be made. Like, Major League Baseball needs to get over themselves, figure it out. Somebody needs to grab the other owners by the balls and say, yo, what the fuck are we really doing? Like, let's get this shit going. Like, where's the sense of urgency? There is no sense of urgency. They're playing the delayed game. They're playing that game where you meet the fly girl and you're trying to figure out who's going to call who first.
Not yet.
I'm going to call you.
They playing possum. They say, you know what? Listen, because I was really under the assumption, which I still think the players have some kind of leverage, but the owners have so much leverage because of that clause, and because of the fact they can just do and they can just wipe everything, which I just don't see why you would want to go. I just don't see why you would want to go on strike, or I just don't.
We fully agree. Marcus Mack, we fully agree. A season's going to be played, right?
Yeah, of course. They got to bring it back. But now when? They were supposed to start practicing already.
Yeah, but listen, they'll play. I'm telling you, they'll probably play. Opening day should be by July 4th. July 4th weekend, baseball will be playing in some way, shape, or form.
Well, thanks a lot, Mr. Manfred. Thanks. We've been waiting long enough.
So we've been talking about Major League Baseball and how upsetting this is making us with all this, that, and third. Let's talk about something that makes us happy right now, Marcus. Let's talk about one of our favorite guys on this show right
now. No, not Mr. White.
Oh my God.
Not the God MC.
Oh. No, you killed me with that one.
Yo, listen. Okay, so as everybody knows, Dana White set up to have this fantasy Fight Island situation going on, and it's set to launch on July 11th. I guess that's going to be around the same time they start playing baseball too, huh? That's when you hit the yeah. So they're saying that they're gonna have a nice octagon on the beach, and it's gonna be really nice, and everybody's gonna love it, blah blah blah. And it's all of this hype around it. You know what I mean? And Dana White in an interview, he said he feels like the hype from the Fight Island, it's going to take away from the actual reality of it. They're going to try to make it as organic as possible. They're going to have their own section where they can practice, and they can spar, they can do all that stuff, and they're going to have an actual octagon on the beach. I think it's going to be really dope.
Shout out to Dana White. Dana White, we're big fans on this show. We appreciate your entrepreneurship, the fact that you don't like to be told no when you just literally, you don't take it for an answer. So we appreciate that shit doesn't exist in his vocabulary. He's going to make it happen one way, shape, or form. So shout out to him because he has the passion and he really believes in his product. So shout out to him, and we're really, really big fans on the show. What Dana White's doing right now, Marcus Mack, is Dana White is trying to humble the situation as much as possible. There's such a huge, extravagant fucking firework display, and there's gonna be women on the beach, and he's literally just lowering the standards of what Fight Island is gonna be. Like he said it, I'm not gonna be on a fucking throne sitting there like King Dingaling with my crown on my head. Like these guys aren't gonna have tiki torches on the side of them as they come to the octagon.
It's be a bunch of propaganda. It's going to UFC. The core of it, we're just setting it up on a different area, on a different situation. Everything is just situated differently. We're not going to make this like WWE. This is going to be all the way UFC. We're going to do it right. Big shout outs to Vince McMahon, by the way. I think those two got to be some kind of kin.
Let me explain something. I'm okay at Fight Island, real talk. I'm okay with Fight Island being exactly what the movie Bloodsport is, just outside. Like, I'm down with that all day long. Literally just take the movie Bloodsport featuring Jean-Claude Van Damme and Chung Lee and literally just have them fighting right there, just outside. I'm straight. I don't need anything else. I'm good.
Yeah. I could definitely go for that. But here's the thing, though. Why are all of these fighters, there's a few fighters with this grudge against Dana White, saying that the contracts from UFC are just all screwed up.
You talking about Jorge Masvidal, huh?
Yeah, Jorge Masvidal, right? He
now shout out to him because he's from down here from sunny South Florida, Marcus Mack.
Right. He's from Miami. Yeah, that's a fact. And he's saying that the breakdown of the contract with UFC was just not what it's supposed to be, and he wants out. I believe he was supposed to be fighting for the title that John Jones is giving up too.
I'm not 100% sure with that, but anyway, listen, I'm always for the players. I'm always for the athletes getting what they feel like is worth. So shout out to Jorge Masvidal for feeling like he needs to get more money, but this is just part of a negotiation tactic. We saw it with John Jones. John Jones feeling like he wanted more money. Dana White basically explained to him like, yo, your whole reputation is shit, and you did that to yourself, so there's no one else to blame. In this case, this is a little bit different. Jorge Masvidal has been a model citizen. He's fought great fights. He's put on great shows. He's beaten a lot of people that have come up to him, and he's taken them down. And he's just trying to use the public to get his number. Because at the end of the day, if him and Dana White can come to an agreement on a number, this is going to be washed underneath the bridge. These fighters are starting to realize that if you can't come to an agreement with Dana's power is so strong that you have to go to the media. You have to go to the media.
Yeah. You got to get the power of the fans, man. And it's like, he is one of the. It's not like he's in the same box with John Jones, where John Jones actually has some stuff with him. You understand what I'm saying? He's actually like a flight risk. Anything could occur with him, and we're not trying to take that risk. This guy's, Jorge is one of the superstars for UFC, and he's supposed to be going for the title, for the welterweight title. Oh, that's what it was. Not the light heavyweight title, the welterweight title. Excuse me. The light heavyweight title was for John Jones. Excuse me. That's why I screwed that up at. And he's supposed to be going for Kamaru Usman. How I say that name?
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Right? Yeah. And he's supposed to be going up for that title. And, again, going back to business. If the business is not covered, everything else is screwed.
They have to understand, Marcus Mack, a lot of these UFC fighters have set prices or set prize money that they get. And then when they reach that level of stardom, that's when negotiations on how much you should get per fight starts being talked about. You know what I'm saying? Like people like Khabib, people like John Jones, people like, what was the guy's name? I forgot. Adesanya, Jorge Masvidal. Fighters like that, Conor McGregor, fighters like that start getting into that stratosphere when you start discussing new money for them because they're draws. People watch them. They tune in to see them. So they deserve a bigger pot. But Dana's not going to let you roll over on him and just, I'm just going to throw out a number out there. All right, we're going to pay you that because you're working. No, Dana's still about his business.
Right, of course. Do you think it was a domino effect with the John Jones situation, and now Masvidal?
I think that UFC fighters are starting to realize that they want more money from the money that they're bringing in. So somebody like Jorge Masvidal has a following. He has people that tune in. So he gets a larger portion of, people watching his fights more than anything else, because maybe of the stuff that he does on Instagram, or maybe the stuff that he does off the, out of the arena or off the mat. He's drawing more interest. So his team is probably realizing that and sitting there saying, look, I'm going to do better numbers than such and such. So I need this. And that's just part of negotiations. It is what it is. You can't tell me not one bit that Conor McGregor can't have a number that he goes to UFC and says, I need this number. UFC is always going to tell him yes because of what he brings to the table. Whether he wins, loses, or draws, Conor McGregor is always going to be one of the highest grossing pay-per-view watching fighters in UFC.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, big shout outs to First Round Management for picking this stuff out and seeing what's what and doing what's best for their clients. Because
that's their job.
They manage both him, Masvidal, as well as John Jones.
That's their job. They have to do that. But look, but then you also run into that problem where you might have superstars like Khabib, where Khabib has a huge following, but Khabib don't draw as a superstar. Even though he's a champion and an undefeated one, he don't draw the attention because his press conferences are lame, because he's just a really, really respected fighter, and he takes the discipline of the martial arts as serious as anybody else. Like, that don't excite the fans, Like Masvidal, Adesanya, John Jones, Conor, fighters like that, they buy in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why you have this kind of disagreement between what you're worth, what you deserve, and Dana coming in and saying, nah, you got to stick to the scale,
Well, I mean, I think, in my personal opinion, there's two parts to that as far as what you're worth. What you're worth in these kind of sports is, one, your following and how many people you're gonna get to pay that pay-per-view cost, and for two, how many fights can you really fight? Just like in NFL, if you get injured, they're gonna propose to pay you less. You understand what I'm saying? The minute you start doing certain things, like let's say with the John Jones situation and him getting tested for this drug or that drug, it's like, listen, you are
when you become a liability. Yeah.
When you become a liability, there's a problem. So there's two parts of this. What can you generate and how long can you stay a good, solid brand that we can keep with our brand? You understand?
Look, we really like Jorge Masvidal. We wish him nothing but the best. Hope you're the best in this negotiations with UFC, because we'll love to see you fighting in UFC. Make sure you and Dana White get on the same page. Hug, kiss, all that good stuff, because we want to see you bust somebody's ass literally the next couple of months. And Fight Island, by the way, not for nothing, Dana White, you goddamn genius. You're so smart. And the fact that you trademarked UFSEA is brilliant. Absolutely fucking brilliant.
What is that?
UFC. But you spell it SEA.
Right. Oh, yeah. Shout outs to his boy that gave him that idea, too. Shout outs to him. We did talk about that. That's a fact.
Fucking unbelievable marketing scheme.
Yeah, shout out to him. And my words to Mr. Masvidal, go for your bag, sir.
Yeah, of course, without question.
Get what you think you're worth. This is not a MLB situation. Of course, we want to see you fight and all that, but I want to see you get your money's worth. All like getting bust in the eye for less than you think you're worth. Nah, some people could hit some balls out the park later on, whatever. We could catch them. No. You wait and get your bag.
Absolutely, without question. So this part of the show is going to be brought to you by a sponsor who's been with us since episode 1 all the way to episode 50, ElCubanoSandwichShop.com. Use the promo code EAC and receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Enjoy a cafe con leche or natural pre-workout shot of that Cuban coffee to start your day. The daily lunch specials and their steak sandwich is next level. Once again, use the promo code EAC. That's ElCubanoSandwichShop.com or 954-906-5110. Remember, use the promo code EAC, and that's El Cubano Sandwich Shop in Coral Springs. Marcus Smack, we still got a couple more topics on this Epic Friday episode, Marcus Smack. So why don't we get into the next one?
Okay, well, we're going into NBA, and per the usual, NBA is not having the same situation as MLB whatsoever. The Players Association over at the NBA, they approved, they all voted and they approved the 22 team format to finish out the season, and everything is pretty much a go, man. They made it to the castle. They made it through the yellow brick road. They're trying to get to where they got to go because they want to get this ball rolling.
Absolutely, Marcus Mack. And earlier we put up that list, and once again, you guys can go check it out on the EAC show Instagram page. We put up a list basically of the revenues that each sport generates. And NBA was, I think, fourth on that list, Marcus Mack, if I'm not mistaken. And the NBA already has taken a $300 to $400 million hit earlier this year with the controversy with the Hong Kong China situation and GM Maury saying what he said about, Hong Kong needs to be free and this, that, and third. So NBA is actually taking two hits. They're taking the hit from the Chinese revenue disappearing completely, and they're taking another hit from COVID-19. Now, I don't care what sport you are. Taking a $300 million, $400 million hit is enough. Now you're taking another hit on top of that. The fact that you're surviving is amazing.
I don't think they're surviving. Let's start with that. I don't think they're surviving. As a matter of fact, I think the reason why they're so quick to get this ball rolling is because they're not surviving. As a matter of fact, because you gotta understand, just the same way how the MLB is losing all of this money from the fans not in the seats, the NBA is losing that money as well.
Yeah, they're losing a lot more. They're losing that. They're losing the money from China. They're losing the fact that they just, COVID just literally took out a lot of stuff. So, I mean, there's going to be losses that a lot of those teams are going to end up taking, and they'll just write it off, or they'll just figure out creative ways to create new money, maybe through gambling or whatever it may be, Marcus Smack. But the simple fact that the NBA has been, without question, the easiest league to kind of like get something done, them and NHL, I applaud them. I applaud the work that they're putting in. They have a great commissioner in Adam Silver. I think Chris Paul is making it really easy. There's not really that much arguing and bickering and fighting about, numbers and stuff like that. Like, listen, let's just get the ball rolling and let's get some games going, and we can figure out the rest later.
And I completely and absolutely agree. I love what they're doing over there because, again, the only people that suffer is the fans. Because that money will be generated without a shadow of a doubt. It will come back.
But I do feel like, Marcus Mack, just to emphasize on what I was speaking about a little bit earlier, I do feel like the NBA is more like they don't care what kind of work they're getting. They just need to put it on the block. They're just like, come on, real quick. Like, we don't care if this don't come back. We don't care if it's not high quality. We don't care. We just need to get it on the court.
I mean, where they gonna go? Yeah,
you can't go nowhere.
Where are they going to go?
They're gonna go visit our famous friend, that rat that sells turkey legs for $11. Sells it for $8.50, or Pepsi, whatever they're sponsored by nowadays.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but I mean, hey, they're going to get it out, and they have to figure out a way to make it happen within a certain amount of time. Because let's not forget, the next season starts in September.
Yes.
So,
well, it might start a little bit later, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So we have to get this ball rolling because let's not forget, the season starts soon. The next season starts soon, and then you have that little time that the players need. You understand what I'm saying? The little off-season time. You don't want these players getting injured and stuff like that. There's a lot of factors that factor in here, with this strenuous, them playing for the championship and doing this, doing that, blah, blah, blah. Let's get this ball rolling so we can look forward to the revenue from the next season.
Without question. Shout out to Adam Silver, shout out to Chris Paul and everybody that was involved in getting the NBA started, because that's going to happen really, really soon, and we're definitely looking forward to it. I need some shit to bet on, so let's get this ball rolling. Real talk.
please get Mr. Manfred on the line and talk to him, get a three-way with him and tell him how he needs to talk to the people. Do something, because he didn't get the memo, obviously.
So Marcus Mack, let me lead this one real quick because I know how passionate and excited you are to see this. I know you posted it on the EAC Kicks page as well, Marcus Mack. So we got Michael Jordan, who pledged $100 million to racial equality and education initiatives. So go ahead, Marcus. Go ahead. I mean, this is your baby right here. You were extremely excited about it.
I want to lead off with a round of applause for Mr. Jordan. Thank you very much. Contrary to popular belief, Michael Jordan is not an asshole. Now, the actions that what he has just done was a great step for the Jordan brand. I'll tell you why. Because the African American community spends so much money on Jordan sneakers. And people have...
He's just giving it right back? He's just giving it right back?
He's giving it right back. Hey, listen, guys, you guys have been spending all this money since the 90s. Just take it back. Y'all need it. You understand what I'm saying? I would love to know how this $100 million is. It's $10 million every year for the next 10 years, which, by the way, was more than what Nike invested. But we're not going to talk about that right now. We're talking about Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand. I would love to know how this money is being allocated, where it's going, how it's being used, which we'll find out more about that, and we'll bring it to you guys on probably the next few episodes. But I think it's a great thing. People, anybody who's been following the Last Dance, people say, "Oh, Michael Jordan's an asshole," blah, blah, blah. But that was just him being a competitor and how he works as far as him as a brand, blah, 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 blah. But Michael Jordan has been known and thought of to be not racist, but someone who doesn't support the African American community. So contrary to popular belief, he took a step forward. I want to say that this was just something political, and he did it because, it's all this noise going on in the world, and, everyone's taking a step forward. Even the littlest guy is doing what he can do by going out there protesting. Shout outs to everyone who's out there doing peaceful protest and, standing up for a good cause, because this is a long-term problem that needs a long-term solution. So when you have people like this who have the power, they have the money, they have the resources, when they take that and they allocate it to a situation like this, I commend you, I tip my hat, and as a black man, I appreciate you.
Marcus Mack, Michael Jordan has been known for he does do philanthropy stuff, but a lot of it is not really public. He does it more behind the scenes. He hasn't really stuck his face out there because he is a big name and he is a big brand. So if he's associated with the wrong things, people are always going to have something to say, whether they agree with it or disagree with it. This is one of the rare cases where Michael Jordan has actually stepped up in the forefront and literally put his name on the line and said, I am doing this no matter what. Shout out to him. I think it's a really good cause. I think it's going to help out a lot of people. I saw that Dak Prescott also pledged a certain amount of money to police training as well. So all that is great. It's beautiful. It's good to see. Nike, I think you guys need to step up your game. I'm going to sit there and say it and just match Michael Jordan's number, because if you got Michael giving 100 and you guys are giving 40, like, come on. You guys are way bigger than this. Like, come on, dude. Like, at least match what Michael's doing for the next 10 years. That's a breeze to you guys. But
listen, Michael Jordan, let me give you a comparison here, right? Michael Jordan is iPhone. Nike is Samsung, right? And let me explain this to people. Samsung makes more money than Apple. I'll tell you why. Obviously, a lot of people have iPhones, but Samsung puts out a whole lot more phones, right? So they have a whole lot more inventory and a lot more sales. That is Nike. Michael Jordan is more concentrated. He'll have, the same sneakers, different colorways. He's getting them made for cheaper. His margins might be a little bit bigger, but maybe we should pull up the actual numbers. But I'm not going to fill you guys with a bunch of numbers right now. Of course, I would love to, but I'm not. The bottom line is this. Nike as a brand makes so much money. There is no reason why only only $40 million should be allocated to a cause that is this serious, right? And here's the thing. Just because Nike don't take this no kind of way, any representatives of the Nike brand don't take this. At big shout outs to Ben & Jerry's, even they spoke out about it. And I love my ice cream. But Nike don't take this no way. But what I will say is this, right? I am not going to dwarf your donation to the African American community and to this cause to change, to change the social inequality and all that stuff. I'm not going to dwarf it because Michael Jordan and the Jordan brand put up 100 million and you only put up a measly 40. I'm not going to dwarf it. I'm not going to make it a big deal. But what I will say is, I'm quite sure that you can meet that. Because I'm quite sure that you guys piss away $50 million on nothing anyways.
Marcus Mack, I'm going to end the show on this. Nike came to the dice game with 20s, and everybody else is playing with 50s and 100s.
We know you've been eating all week. Bring the 100s, Nike. You're so cheap. Stop being cheap, Nike.
So this is going to conclude episode 50 of the EAC show. Marcus Mack, I appreciate you.
And I got to go outside to the store. Where's my Nikes?
Make sure you guys check out episode 51. Click like, subscribe on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. We appreciate the engagement on social media. Once again, don't forget to be on the lookout for our interview with Thomas Q. Jones next week. And Marcus Mack, keep all that energy for next week's episode.
No, but y'all need to be on the lookout for my Craigslist link because I'm selling all my Nikes. And I'm gonna put on my Jordans. You guys have a good night.
Marcus Mack, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Oh, Sugar Honey Iced Tea. It's the EAC show.